Hi everybody, it's us, the Wine Ladies.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Suzanne, and welcome everyone to the Wine Ladies TV, one sip at a time. As you can see, we are live here on location.
And thank you to all of our friends and fans for joining us on the wineladies.com, Facebook and Twitter. We are in for an incredible 7 days because we are going to spend a full week here in the beautiful province of BC exploring the wonderful wine growing regions and all the fantastic wines that this province has to offer. And the first winery that we're going to visit happens to be just across the street. We can see the vines all gently climbing up the hill, and it is St.Hubertus here in Kelowna. So let's get cracking, Suzanne, and cheers with our first glass of wine here in Kelowna.
So you were saying that you're considered now one of the older timers here. Not that you're old.
Thank you.
But that the winery is one of the older wineries.
Yeah, we are. The vineyard by itself is one of the original one from.
And it's St.Hubertus, by the way.
Yes.
We haven't even announced the name of the vineyard.
And you did very well. You must have already had a glass of wine.
No, we come from Montreal originally, so we have a petit peu de français.
Okay, good.
And that's a bit French.
So yes, it is one of the older vineyards. Also, like in the 1920s, it was planted by me. But you see how wine will keep you nice.
Wow,
and
yes, anti-aging properties.
And my brother and I, we took it over in the early 80s, where everybody saw it was a weird idea to get into the wine. And my English wasn't really good, so I couldn't understand what they were warning me about. One day we decided, you know what, we should get rich over ourselves. We should make wine and move, into full.
Boy, was that a mistake!
The downside was, we could just make it, or we go bankrupt, and then we got to move underneath a bridge somewhere with all our shopping cart pushing bodies.
Oh,
we will trade all the wine. We're going to be king of this little place.
Well, you say the way to get rich in the wine business, you've heard that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, everybody's heard. But in case you guys who are watching haven't heard, it's how do you make $1 million in the wine business? Or how do you make $2 million? No, wait a minute, that's wrong. How does it go? How do you make $1 million in the wine business? You start off with 2. Yeah, that's fine. Thank God for editing, but you know what I mean.
So tell us a little bit. Let's move over here. Like, what do you have here?
A real winery, which is properly organized, they will have a board meeting and they decide that they're going to have 3 wines or 4 wines, and they make a decision, they execute it properly. Now, how my brother and I work, and most other farm wineries, is like you have 1 or 2 glasses of wine for dinner, and then you have another one, and it says, damn, that's pretty good. You know what, I think that will grow on our place too. Before you know it, you're going to call up like Frank Schmidt or so, and he says, can you find this grape? And of course he will. And next thing is, 20 months later, you will have these tiny little plants which go into the ground, and 3 years later, you'll have the first fruit, and I'm like,
did I really want to grow that?
And so we're in a unique position that we have to have certain wines, obviously, which make money for us, which pay all the bills, and then we have other ones which just do
that you have
because
fun
they
with.
are fun with.
Usual grape varieties that maybe some
like
of us...
Chasselas, for example.
Oh, Chasselas, yeah.
There's Quintessential, which does it, and an amazing job, and we are. But it is not something that is widely used.
Right.
Or Chasselas, for example, or Pinot Meunier. It is something which you look at and like, that is going to be beautiful. This should be the right thing to grow here.
Right.
I love that we can try something.
Try something different.
Yes, we planted like truffle, infused oak trees and hazelnut.
Oh.
And you know what? Worst comes to worst.
Truffle infused oak trees?
Like
is that what you said?
The roots have the spores for the truffles on it.
Oh.
And I love truffles.
Wow.
So,
I know. That's why I'm there. Explain that again, please.
And so we do it. And so we were very free to do many different things. And that is, in my opinion,
an
real
advantage.
the beauty is of having your own winery. Whites, Germanic whites, for example, or Alsatian whites, the Würztraminer Rieslings. The Rieslings are out of the 70s, so they are some of the first vinifera wines that were planted together. We have the more northern reds, and for them we have, for example, Gamay Noir, the Beaujolais variety, Pinot Noirs. This is the reason why I have no hair left.
Pinot Noir? Pinot Noir?
No, it's
so
because
hard to
of like,
grow.
oh, why did we grow that?
Oh, yes, okay.
I know, it's very stressful to grow
It
Pinot
is.
Noir.
And then we have the baby brother of the Pinot Noir, the Pinot Meunier, which is if you have a lousy Pinot Noir year, it just add a little bit more Pinot Meunier into it. It's going to be all good again. Or, of
Do you
course,
make any sparkling?
yes. So we have the Chardonnay, the Pinot Noir, and the Pinot Meunier, and we make a bubbly for us, a rosé.
I would love
So-
to try the
Oh,
bubbly.
you have to. It is.
Do you have some
Oh, yes,
available?
yeah. So,
George, what do you think?
I think we should. That's a perfect.
Yes, okay. So,
So-
all right, because we were going to toast
Yep.
with the sparkling, but you're saying that instead of that, we should try something else.
I mean, it's 3:30, so something lighter would be the appropriate thing to do.
Okay, so what is this exactly?
Chasselas is a Swiss grape variety, and if you're in Switzerland skiing, this is the one you have, especially if you're a lousy skier.
That
You
would be me.
You have to have at least 2 glasses of that for each leg, one, and you're gonna ski like a goddess after that. So it is one of these.
Well, it
wines-
matches my personality
Oh,
then.
you see?
I like that.
It is something which is fairly low in alcohol. So
I
it
don't
is-
know if I like that. I'm just kidding.
So it is definitely a lunch wine,
Okay.
and a lot of people use it for aperitifs to have it. So it helps you cook also very well.
All right.
So any ski resort will have Chasselas.
Oh, they do.
to
Okay.
get some.
Well, wine is also it's about the flavor, but it's also about so much more, isn't it? It's about the culture of wine. It's,
Oh yes,
you know,
yes,
like,
absolutely. For us, when we look at the back labels, for example, we put a lot of thought into creating the back labels. One wine is only good to have your favorite book by the lake. So this is something which is definitely for skiing.
Right.
This is,
Okay.
yeah,
This is a skiing wine.
yes.
And an après-ski wine. Yeah.
So
Okay. And 09, that was a good vintage, wasn't it?
every vintage is good.
Oh,
Now wait a second.
I walked right into that one.
Yeah. As soon as it sold, well, it was not that good.
I'm beginning to know you pretty good here, Randy.
I must say with the vintages, because we grow all our own grapes and make everything, we track quite a bit of the heat units, for example.
Yes.
And for us, we always say rather have a smaller crop and drop some green fruit
Yes.
than having a lot of mediocre wine. So we're in that sense we're responsible for what gets into the bottle, and there's no excuse for the year to do it. The Okanagan summers are nice and hot.
Yes.
So no excuse to make door polish. So.
Okay, so Andy, we're visiting a whole bunch of different wineries here in the Okanagan, and we're asking every single winemaker if they had to say or pick 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 things that differentiates themselves from everybody else. What would you say yours would be?
Well, for us, it's definitely like living the dream. What you can, like we grow everything here ourselves. We live here. We live in paradise. And hopefully that we can pass it on. So it is one of these things, having what is the proper word, something that goes on, hopefully.
legacy.
A legacy. Are a typical farm winery compared to like a properly organized winery. This is definitely
Are you
something.
disorganized, you mean?
I think we're borderline totally disorganized, but it is something which it's an organized chaos in the end.
Okay.
Again, so.
But it works.
Oh, it works absolutely.
And
yes.
that shows
Yeah.
in the wines.
It is, and it also shows of the wines we're making. We have a lot of wines that are not mainstream wines,
Right.
which makes it much more fun for us to do so.
Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, well, thank you very much.
I like that truck too. It looks like my car.
Yeah, it's all the salt around here.
Are
Actually,
you
that was-
kidding? Yours doesn't look that bad. Or that good, I mean. No.